Hello, my name is Amy, and I'm going to guide you through what you need to start making your own ball-jointed doll head, or the doll itself. I've got a lot of questions about that, and I'm going to answer you with a video of the tools and stuff you need to start making your own doll. So, this is a blueprint. You should always have a blueprint of your doll. This is scale 1:1. Otherwise, you will probably just get a doll which is a lot out of proportion. It will get a lot tougher sculpting your doll without a blueprint. I got this one from a site called amydoll.com. It's really good. You should go there and print one out, or just draw one. This is somewhat modded to fit my own needs. You also need clay. This is Das paper clay, a high quality clay. It is air drying, and therefore you don't need to bake it. It's non-poisonous. It gets really cold working with as the water vaporizes. So you should be in a quite hot place while sculpting, or you get really cold hands. It also dries out your skin, so you should use plenty of lotion after sculpting. You should go for the high quality paper clays. I don't know how to stress that better, but you should really do that. The lower quality paper clays they break very easily, and they are not pleasant to work with. They dry out your skin really fast, they're really cold, and they dry a lot faster than the higher qualities. You also need tools. This is a sculpting tool. It's soft. It's basically used for making reborn babies, but it's good for making your ball-jointed doll too. These are modded dentist tools I bought from a Warhammer site. They're really good because they have different points, like this pointy tool here, and this knife, and I basically just use, no, that's the wrong one. I often use this tool because it's really spoony, and this tool, it's basically the same tool. They're really good because you can push out the clay, and you could sculpt really easy with this one. See, you also need a multi-tool. This is a Dremel multi-tool. For those who don't know what a multi-tool is, this spins, so you don't have to sand off your hands while making the doll. This is a really good investment. You need this for cutting up the doll's head and body later in the project. And you should buy one. You could go for one cheaper brand, of course. This is just paper clay, so you don't need any heavy-duty multi-tool. You also need a few of these tools for the multi-tool, like this pointy one. You might need that. A round ball sanding device. Those are really good. You also need a lot of water working with this clay, because it dries out, and you could apply water in order to make it stay soft. That is really good. You should always have that at hand. You could dip your tools into the water, and it would get a lot easier to work with. See, these are the sanding paper you need. Different sort of sanding paper, heavy duty sanding paper. This really soft, firm sanding paper, which is good because it's bendable, and it's good for shaping the face. This is foil, ordinary foil, which you use to cover your food. You need this later in the project. I'll just explain that later. This is a sort of inspirational paper. You should always have one, or use your screen to look at different dolls. You get a lot easier to work with your doll if you know what you're aiming for. These I got from the internet. This is from Dream of Doll. That one too, that one I'm not sure. Sorry. This is a safety gear. You should actually use safety gear. This is not poisonous, but it's not really that nice to work with when sanding, when it's dry, because the sand gets everywhere and in your lungs and in your eyes, and it's not very pleasant. It's not dangerous, but it's not good. So you should protect your eyes and your lungs and face and nose. Well, this is a bit overworked, I think, but you should aim for something like that to protect yourself. This is ordinary paper tape, I think it's called. You could get this anywhere. It's kind of good putting your core together. I'll get to that now, actually. This is Styrofoam. It's the core of your doll. You need, as you might know, you need your doll to be hollow, otherwise you can't string it. And also the head needs to be hollow. This is just an ordinary styrofoam ball. You should get a knife and shape it. Could be a bit tricky, and therefore you should, or might use this to reshape what you accidentally shaped away. And what you're aiming for is a shape that is a bit smaller than the blueprint head, because this will be the hollow part of your doll. You can always sand down and put more clay into it, so don't panic if you're accidentally shaped it really weird. So that is what you should do with that. You could also go with an egg shape, and you need other shapes for the body. And some people use it for the legs and the arms too. I don't use that because it's really hard finding styrofoam for that. I just use paper tape and straws. See, eyes. Eyes are really good because you need first to decide what size your eyes, your doll's eyes is going to be in the beginning of the project. These eyes are 15 millimeters, and therefore you should buy a pair of 16 millimeter eyes. These are really cheap acrylic eyes. You could get those off eBay for like $3-4 per pair. It's really cheap. And I also bought 14 millimeters because I didn't know what eye shape he was going to have in the end. So you could just test that. See, yes. And this is my doll so far, using this paper clay. I've never used this before, so I'm a bit of a newbie in this. And it's really hard. Not hard as in tough and difficult to work with, but it's really hard clay. Like, doesn't break that easily. Okay, you shouldn't drop it, but otherwise just get to hold. And I shaped these eye balls, eye sockets for his eyes, so it'll be a lot easier to put in. Yes. So these are the things you need to have. Also, you need plenty of time and plenty of money. This is not cheap. It's not a cheap hobby. Don't think that. It's not going to be cheaper than buying your own doll, but you will have a personal doll and you will have a lot of fun. So I still recommend it. If you have the time and money to do this, I recommend you to do this. It's really a lot of fun. And yeah, so just starting out. First start with your blueprint, print one out, or just draw one. You should have one. You must have one. Also think about what size his head is going to be, so that you know that your wig, if you have one, is going to fit him. His eyes, if you have those, is going to fit him, and so forth. And then use this, shape it as the inside of his head using a hot wire or a knife. Then cover it with this. This will make the clay not stick to this styrofoam, which is good. So just cover the head core with the plastic foil. After that, cover your core with paper clay and start shaping your doll's head. It should be the whole head. You should not shape the head cap. You should shape the head cap along with the rest of the body, like this. So this is what you're going to have. When you're done with that, put a cutting tool to your device, multi-tool, and cut open your pretty little boy or girl head here all around. Doesn't matter if you like slip and get it a bit too far or something, because you can always correct that with paper clay. And you have two parts, and from there you just keep working. And yeah, I'll get back to you with the body, I think, later. I hope you had fun. I hope this helped, and I would like to see a lot more people making their own dolls in the future. If you had any further questions, you could just go to my blog, tenebras-cordis.com. I put that in the description, and I hope I'll see you later. Bye bye!